Consider a TMN mode in parallel plate waveguide with plate separation B. Calculate the time averaged power per unit width in this waveguide in terms of the amplitude of the electric field, radial frequency F, and cutoff frequency Fc, or we can say omega and omega c. Okay, how do we go about finding it? We know that power average is equals to half real E cross H conjugate, right? It's the real part of this one multiplied with half to find the average. Now, we know what the E field is already. The E field is the same as we had in the earlier problems. It has a Y component and a Z component. So E is basically equals to J beta by H AN cos N pi Y by B AY plus AN sin N pi Y by B AZ. Okay, so this is the E field. We know H field has only X component and is given by J omega epsilon divided by H AN cos N pi Y by B AX. Okay, so once we have this, all that we have to do is first find out E cross H. Okay, what would E cross H look like? It would be AX, AY, and AZ. Okay, we have no EX term, we have EY term and EZ term. We have HX term and all the other components are 0. So that would give us the AX would be 0, AY would pretty much be a positive EZHX plus AZ would be a negative EYHX, right? Okay, so therefore E cross H is equals to EZHX AY minus EYHX AZ. Okay, so all that you have to do is substitute these components. So when I say EZ, you have to use this component. When I say EY, you have to use this component, and when I say HX, you have to use this component. So multiply all of them together, you will find an expression for E cross H, and then you'll have to find out the power average. You'll have to take the half real part of the E H cross. Okay, I missed out on one thing. Before you even go ahead and find the E cross H, I guess you'll have to convert the H into H conjugate. So if you have to convert this into conjugate, it would mean that in H conjugate would be minus J omega epsilon by H AN cos N pi Y by B. So there will be a minus sign for the H conjugate. So you'll have to use the minus sign for everything. So just make sure that you have that correction in. So you go ahead and find the real part of this cross product. So once you find this expression, let's say it's an expression in terms of omega, epsilon, beta, and H and AN, okay, and some cos. Okay, this is how your solution would look like. But they want us to find it in terms of the amplitude of the electric field. Now, what is the amplitude of the electric field? If you want to find the amplitude of the electric field, it's as simple as Ex square plus Ey square whole root, right? So that's the amplitude of the electric field. So that's going to be this term here and this here, right? So that's it's going to be beta square minus beta, sorry, it's going to be plus beta square by h square an square plus an square. Does that make sense? Right, yeah. Beta square by h square. So if you take an square out, it's going to be 1 plus beta square by h square. Okay, so then mod E naught square would be an square 1 plus beta square by h square. That is an square beta square plus 1 beta square plus h square by h square. Now we know that beta can be written as omega square mu epsilon minus h square, and h square is written as omega square mu epsilon. You can look up these formulas in the textbook. It's pretty much available everywhere. So from that, all that you'll find is that beta square plus h square is actually equals to omega square mu epsilon, and h square is equals to omega c square mu epsilon. So E naught then can be written as an square multiplied with omega square mu epsilon divided by omega c square mu epsilon, where omega c is the critical frequency or cutoff frequency. Okay, mu epsilon cancels out, so that's an square omega square by omega c square. Now all that you have to do is, we know that the P average is going to be a function in omega epsilon an, right? We have an expression for electric field now in terms of an, omega, and omega c square. So find a way to basically interpret everything in terms of this electric field. Okay, so use this formula and go back to a formula you get for power average and substitute E naught square. Okay.